All right. So listen, we're
Uh,
back again for another episode, folks. How you all doing?
yes,
Thank you so much for downloading episode 158, Devout
158.
158.
That's a lot.
Listen, look, all I'm going to say is this is an episode worth dying for.
Oh my gosh, you got it in there early, yeah?
I had to
Okay.
get it in there early. An episode worth dying for, folks. And there's a reason why I've said that is because we're going to be speaking about James
Mm,
Bond 007,
yeah.
No Time to Die. There's no time for it. There's no
Nah,
time to even die.
nah.
So keep listening because we're going to be bringing you a review of the new James Bond movie, which just released in the UK, Deval.
Yep.
He was fresh off the plane
Mm-hmm.
from Marbella and he went straight to the cinema
Straight.
and he's gonna tell us all about that movie.
Yep.
And then if we've got time, we're gonna hopefully maybe speak about this new Netflix movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal. We've
Yeah.
got that, and what we'll see how we get on, folks. So listen, hope you enjoyed the show. This is episode 158. So Devout, before we get into anything, let's do the shout outs, man.
Yep. I'll do shout outs and then straight after I'll do the prizes. So first shout out goes
Ooh,
to Kate. Kate. She loves the show. She loves all the talk
wicked.
about movies. She listened last week and said, great show. And she's listening again right now. So, Kate, thank you very, very much for listening to the Flixters. Let us know what kind of movies you want us to talk about, and we will make sure we dedicate a movie to you. So, Kate,
Yeah.
thank
Well,
you.
actually, we've already got one.
Oh,
Kate.
called Kate. Yeah,
We we we
two
watched it a
weeks
couple of
ago.
weeks ago. Kate, if you've seen
There
it,
you
it's
go.
on Netflix. It's called Kate. Kate. So I
Exactly.
hope you watch
Named
it. Or
after
hope you've
you.
seen it.
Next shout out goes to our very own Zakharov. He
Yes.
is, I think he's also watched or going to watch James Bond, I think. Again, just as usual, he's always shouting us out on Instagram. Go check out his page, Zakharov. He actually sounds like a Bond villain, Zakharov. Oh,
All,
Mr.
all we're
Bond,
missing is just
you
like
know.
stroking like a cat or something.
Exactly. But he always listens to the show during, when he's cooking his food and stuff. He says it, listening to the Flixters gives him that extra spice. You know what I'm
You
saying?
heard
So,
it.
yeah, there you go, Zakharov. Thank you. And those are our shout outs. So next we are going to talk about our prize. So do you know what? This prize you won't get anywhere else. I'm going to say it once and only once. All you need to do is write us a review. Say what you think about the Flixters. Post that review wherever you like. You can put it on Apple, on Castbox, anywhere. And then just let us know on Instagram. I have written a review for you guys. Send me my prize, which is a Rakuten movie code, as well as a choice of cinema tickets, which is Odeon or View, and that's redeemable here in the UK. So you can go and watch James Bond or watch whatever you want for free, or you can
So
stay home and
lucky.
watch a movie for free. You just,
So lucky.
it's great, man. Come on now.
You know what? You can't get a better. You can't get a better prize. Let seriously.
Exactly.
So do that, and you'll be in our good books forever. All right.
Yep.
Okay. On to the movie news now. Devout. Let's speak about the Fett. Let's speak a bit about Boba Fett,
Bet.
and we're fans of the Fett. All right. Okay. So we saw the Fett in the Mandalorian. He
Hmm.
appeared in the second season of the
Yep.
Mandalorian, and we were like, okay, this is great. So they reintroduced the
Hmm.
character from the old Star Wars movies, tying it all in. And then that ended. There was kind of like an end credit scene where there's kind of like a little bit of extra.
Yeah.
And we the news was that there's going to be like a Boba Fett TV show on
Yeah.
Disney Plus, right? So tell us about this. To tell us more about this.
Yeah, I mean, the news is basically that Boba Fett, the TV show, it's called The Book of Boba Fett. It's coming on Disney Plus. There is now a date for when we're going to see this, and that is the 29th of December. So
Whoa.
just after Christmas. Think about it this way: just after we've seen Spider-Man, No Way Home. Something else is coming out Christmas time, isn't it?
Yeah,
Something else.
Hawkeye.
Hawk.
No,
Oh
no,
my gosh,
no.
that's November. But yes,
Sorry.
we've
Yeah.
seen that. Uh, I just think after Christmas, after you've eaten, you've got a full belly.
After John Wick.
Jo- oh my gosh,
Oh,
and
sorry. No, no.
Matrix.
After Matrix. After
Oh my
Matrix.
gosh, December is a good month. Also my birthday, but I mean December is a good month. So when you think that the year is done, and you think, you get the book of Boba Fett, and that's going to be a really good show. I think it's going to be about
Yeah.
6 episodes. It's going to really look. I mean, people love Boba Fett. He's been
Yeah.
like a he's been one of those characters that people just really sort of attached onto.
Yeah.
His spurs, his Mandalorian armor, his like
I thought you were going to say
ruthlessness,
sperm there for a second.
his sperm.
I thought you were going to say sperm. Like, honestly, I was like, shit, where's he going with this?
Stuff him a
No, but you're
difficult.
right. People love it.
Yeah. People love him, honestly. So, I mean, as soon as it comes out, I reckon this is going to be another massive show for Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We're obviously going to be watching it, and we're going to be bringing you a review of that.
Yeah.
Now, Devout, is that going to be because it's on Disney Plus, and you know they love keeping us waiting? Is that going to be like all episodes all in one go, or is that going to be like a weekly thing?
Now, Disney Plus love their weekly, their weekly. They want people to return, return, return,
Yeah,
return. So yeah, it's going to be a weekly thing every week. I think it might be a Wednesday, just like What If. It seems like Wednesday seems to be their day. So far
yeah,
in the cast, we've only been told so far that Tamura Morrison is going to be
yeah,
obviously Boba Fett, and we've got Ming Na Wei who's going to be uh, Fennec Shand. Her name is. She's gangster. She's been in
yeah.
Agents of Shield. She's been in lots of stuff. So
Loads of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's looking good.
Brilliant. So listen, keep listening to us, and we'll give you the lowdown and all of that. Now, let's go on to someone who might not be returning to Disney. Well, we don't know, but let's kind of speak about this. So Scarlett Johansson and Disney, they've settled Deval. So
Yeah.
tell us the details on this, man.
But we heard a little while ago that Scarlett Johansson had beef with Disney, and the beef got salty. So it's a bit of salt beef here. But no, she had beef with Disney because of the release of Black Widow, which came out in July, came out
Yeah.
in the cinemas, and only I think 2 weeks later, it was also put on Disney Plus Premiere. But now that sort of conflicted with her contract, which meant that she earned an X amount of money from cinema tickets, sales. So this means that her, potential revenue earnings was lower than agreed. Not happy. So she sued Disney and said, I want more money because this is what we agreed. And it turns out that that actually worked. So now they've settled out of court for a reported $40 million. So
Jeez.
it's proven to be cheaper to give her the do re mi and let's just call it quits.
Yeah.
She's been a great servant. How many years she's been in Marvel since 2000 and I think 10. So she's
Yeah.
done her thing. But also,
Iron
do you
Man
know what?
2.
She's still got another movie coming out with Disney.
I was just about to ask you. I was just about to ask you. Has this burnt the
No,
bridges? Has she burnt any bridges?
she's got another movie coming out with Disney. It's not going to be Marvel or something else, but she's still. Imagine that you sue your employer and you're like, okay, see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for the 40 million
you know?
check. And yeah, oh my gosh, this is crazy, right? So that just goes to show you star power, man. It's
Yeah,
just like, um, she is putting bums on seats.
yeah. Wouldn't mind her bum on my seat, but hey, maybe we
Yeah,
should.
I know. A bum on this show's seat, by the way. That's what we meant
yeah,
before we get sued. So listen, talking about suing Deval, I'm not sure if you heard this because you've obviously like partying away in Marbella,
yeah,
enjoying yourself whilst we've obviously been like, doing shit. Um, check this out. This is crazy news. So, Iron Man and
yeah.
Spider-Man,
Mm,
they were created by Steve Ditko and
yep,
Stan Lee, right?
yep.
Okay, so
And Doctor Strange as
back
well.
in the 60s, sorry,
And Doctor Strange as well.
and Doctor Strange as well.
Yeah,
So listen, these are Marvel characters that were created in the 60s, and there's some crazy shit is going on where
mm,
the the estate of Steve Ditko is now trying to sue
yeah,
Marvel because they want the rights back to these
yeah,
characters. And what they're saying is, if I've read this correctly, what they're saying is, we sold, or Steve Ditko, he created these characters, and it wasn't forever.
yeah, yeah,
Like at
yeah,
some point,
yeah,
we need to kind of like, the estate needs to have this back.
mm,
And now Marvel or Disney, they're counter suing,
yeah,
the family or the estate, and they're saying, well, no, we hired
yeah,
these writers and these drawers and everything to create these characters for us, so we own it forever.
mm.
And they might settle out of court. I don't know. What you make of this?
It's a tricky one, and it seems like the lawyers of Steve Ditko's estate have seen something that they feel has got enough weight to roll with, and I think the
Yeah,
best they can hope for is a settlement out of court. And it
Yeah.
seems like, Disney's history of doing that, even if they get something, it's better than nothing. Because I think, according to the law, like, the black and white law, yes, a transaction was made all these years ago. The transaction was settled. And then now you're coming back years later to say, hold on a second. Oh, these characters are doing really, really well. What would have happened
Yeah.
if those characters put someone in debt? Will they come out and say, oh, by the way, these characters have put you in debt. We should also share this debt because we created these
Yeah,
characters. No, they wouldn't
exactly.
say that. So it works
No.
both ways for me. But I reckon they could get a small settlement out of court. Anything they get, they should be happy with because I think it's a bit cheeky,
And
actually.
and and when we're saying small, like small might be something like, I don't know, 10 million or something.
Exactly. Yeah, which is nice. Which is nice.
Like
Putting a
that,
few files
that's
through.
what we mean by small.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, look, we've got our eyes on this, and we'll obviously keep you all posted. But I just think it's kind of like really interesting. All
Mm.
right, like on to kind of other gaming news. Well, actually, yeah, just gaming news really. I'm not sure if you heard about this one, but Devout, they're making a Super Mario Brothers
Ah,
movie.
leave it out.
And seriously, right? Yeah,
Mm.
leave it out. Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. Because back in the day, maybe you guys, don't know this, people listening, but they did actually make a live action Mario
Mm.
Brothers movie starring Bob Hoskins from
Yeah.
England. He was a
And
British
Steve
actor.
Leguizamo.
Exactly. And it
Mm.
was a flop.
Yeah.
It was crap, right?
Yeah.
So now, um, the news is that they've roped in the voice talents of Chris Pratt.
Oh, is it? Okay. Voice. So is this going to
Uh,
be animation or something? Or
I think it's going to be animation. So
oh,
that's the
okay.
thing. So
Okay.
listen. So listen. The film, which was announced like some time ago, will debut on December the 21st, 2022, in the US,
Yeah.
and Chris Pratt as Mario, Anya Taylor Joy as Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi,
Gosh.
Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, and a few others. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Deval. It's an all-white cast, apparently.
Mm. I mean, well, I'm just glad they didn't pick a black person to play Donkey Kong. That's all I can say. So I'm happy with that. Let it be all white, because he just don't want.
Yo,
Then again, no,
shit.
Keegan Michael Key. He brings a bit of a diversity to it.
Better diversity in there. So that's a brilliant one. But listen, people are kicking up a stink, but
Is
also
it?
people are kicking up a stink by saying no, don't do it. And regardless of like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
character, like who's acting, they're just like,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
mess
yeah,
around with this,
yeah,
because Mario is like people's childhood, like imaginary friend or whatever.
yeah.
People don't mess around with this, man.
And they could argue to say, why is there not an Italian person playing Mario? Because he's an Italian plumber, isn't he? I'm
Plumber.
sure there's
Why couldn't they
Italian
get a plumber?
actors out there, that American Italian that can play, you know, Mario.
Exactly. So and I get it, because look, this is a big IP for
Mm.
Nintendo, whatever, and maybe they want to go the route like what Sony, like like
Yeah.
we get like game adaptations and stuff, and maybe they've got.
Sonic came out a little while ago. That's done quite well. It's getting
Yeah.
sequels, so and Sonic and Mario went head to head for a while. That was like,
Yes.
Nintendo's flagship, Sega's flagship. So let's see what happens, eh?
Yeah, we'll see. And let's speak about another anime. So this might be interesting for people out there. Hayley Atwell, who is Agent Carter in the Marvel Universe MCU,
Yeah.
she had an episode on the What If kind of series, which is like really cool. And check this out. She is actually Hayley Atwell is going to be the voice of Lara Croft in a new animation for Netflix. So
That's yeah.
people are going down this whole animation develop. It's like picking up a lot of steam around the
Yeah.
like in the industry, right?
That's a really good. I think that's a good fit. I can see her doing a really good job with that. She's really. I like her voice. I think will lend to that character in a really good way. So I think that should be good. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of animations happening. Even The Witcher has an animation coming out on Netflix. So it's gone from
The
sort of some live
the
action to
wolf,
animation. Exactly, The Wolf. Yeah,
yeah.
I think maybe it's to do with budgets and all this remote working that we're doing these days. Maybe animation seems to be a cost-effective, viable way to tell a story.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said it better. So listen, we're going to be finalizing God, that sounds so formal. Finalizing. So, a last bit of movie news. Tell us about this. It involves the Russos, Netflix, and a heist movie. Yeah,
Mm.
what's going on here?
There's some more Netflix news for you. So, Reggae Jean Page. You're thinking, who is
Mm.
this person? He's
Just remind
the
everyone again.
he's the light skinned brother from
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. Yes, that guy. Yeah. So he
Yeah,
is this, this super smooth, suave guy. He's actually someone that they are saying should or could play the next
be
Bond.
Bond.
But that's for another conversation. But yeah, he could. I haven't really seen Bridgerton that much. I've seen like half an hour of it, but he seems like he could do it. He could do it possibly. But
Very suave.
in this news, he's going to be teaming up with the Russos and also Noah Hawley for a Netflix
Mm.
heist movie. So this could be his almost sort of audition, sort of test pilot for a Bond type action movie. So this heist movie could be just what he needs to show people. Yes, I can be a bit more rugged. I can,
Yeah.
shoot a gun, let off some shots, and I can, you know, save the world. So let's see what happens with this one.
Yeah, sounds interesting. I want to check it out. I mean, to be honest with you, Devout, I haven't seen Bridgerton. I know a lot of like women are like get
Yeah,
really
they like
like
this
hot
guy.
about this.
Yeah,
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 exactly. So, like, we'll see. Yeah, maybe if I've got time, I can maybe fit it in. But listen, that's your movie news, folks. Remember, keep it locked with the Flixters. Exactly what Deval said. Shout us out on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Let us know what you're watching and what movie news you're interested in, and we'll obviously speak more about that. But now let's get on to new on streaming. Now, this has kind of become a bit regular. We always speak about
yeah,
Marvel's What If, and Deval, I have to.
yeah.
This
It was
episode
a good one, isn't
for
it?
me,
It was a good one.
oh my gosh, man! You know what? The Doctor Strange one,
Mm,
I think it was episode 4. The T'Challa one was great,
mm,
and this one is up there, man, as being like seeing the Watcher battle it out with Ultron,
mm,
who's got the face of Vision.
mm.
That is
That was his original plan.
wicked.
Remember, he made Vision in that kind of capsule thingy,
Yeah,
and they hijacked the plans. But if his full Vision came to be, Ultron would have been inside Vision. He would have been in
yeah,
that indestructible almost body. So it's so good. And even in this one, in this episode, we see the body of Vision still sort of encapsulated in the Ultron shell. But
yeah,
it just goes to show how smart he is, how deadly he is, how just absolute he is in his plans to destroy Earth. He saw Earth as a cancer almost and wanted to cut it out and just start
yeah.
again. So
And what I loved about it, the Watcher,
mm,
like played by Jeffrey Wright, he's kind of like
again, he's in
on
Bond,
the
isn't he?
outskirts, just yeah, just observing.
Yeah,
And then there's a bit in the episode, and folks, seriously, just watch it. There's a bit in the episode where Ultron is like, "I can sense you," and
yeah,
he finds
yeah,
basically he's doing whatever he can to find the Watcher, and then he finds the Watcher. They have a smackdown.
yeah,
There's this kind of brilliant fight scene. And Deval, I'm not sure if you picked up on this, but when Ultron is smacking the Watcher around, he
yeah.
punches him. They punch each other. They're doing like loads of shit. There's a universe that he punches him into, which people are saying that's the planet that Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi had their battle
Is
at the end of
it?
Revenge of the Sith.
Is it? Ah, that lava kind of planet. That
Yes, yeah. So that lava planet,
Mustafar system.
Ultron.
It's the Mustafar system.
There you
That's
go.
it, isn't it?
I knew you would know that. I knew it. The Mustafa. So basically, what someone did was, I was reading about this. They had the picture of the
Yeah,
Mustafar system
I'm
and
watching it
that
again.
scene in What If,
Ah,
and so what they're saying is like, could this be Marvel's way of bringing in the
the
Star Wars universe
multiverse, because
into
it's
the Marvel
oh
universe
shit, that's crazy.
as a little Easter egg? But what an episode. And then to top it all off, the Watcher is left with
Mm,
there's like one chance for him to stop Ultron.
mm,
And the one person that he goes to is Doctor Strange,
mm.
which the ending is like, oh man,
But
that
the
was
evil
brilliant.
Doctor Strange as well. It's the Doctor Strange
Yeah.
that's willing to do whatever. So yeah,
just go
Crazy.
watch it. If you haven't seen
Yeah.
it, go and watch it right now. So yeah, so that's Marvel's What If. And the other thing that I want to quickly speak about, Devout, I've been watching. Yeah, I've seen kind of like the first like 3 episodes of. This is
Okay.
called Squid Game. This is a new
I'm allergic to
Netflix.
squid, so I wasn't really too sure about this one. Is it one I should be?
Bro, this is it's actually kind of, yeah, it's like number one in Australia, and
Is
what it's
it?
number kind of like, yeah, it's
I've
like
heard of it.
in
I
the
heard it's
top
good.
five in a lot of
Yeah.
countries. And this is basically a Korean horror thriller show,
Mm,
and it's really simple. So a guy, he's a Korean guy. He lives with his mum. He's poor. He kind of like, scrounging around for money. He basically wastes his money on gambling. He's in a lot of debt. And one day he's at the train station in Seoul, and a guy says to him, "Hey, do you want to play a game?"
like
And
Saul.
like
Let's
Saul,
see the
basically.
game.
And he goes, "If you win, I'll give you like 100,000 won, I think it's called, and
Mm,
it's only like about £60." He does win. The guy wins, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is like amazing," and but he's in serious debt.
mm,
The bad people are after him, and he says the guy who gave him that money says, "Look, if you want more, call this number, and there's other games that you can play."
mm.
So he is one of 456 people who enter a game, and Devout, it's like Saw basically.
Is
The
it
games are
brutal?
like
Oh,
childhood games,
yeah.
but the
Man,
stakes are like you live or die, basically.
say no more.
But
That's
if
me.
you live,
That's it. I want it.
you're going to be a multimillionaire,
Yeah,
basically.
I want it. Is it a movie or is it a series or?
It's a TV show.
Okay.
There's like about 8 episodes. I'm on episode 3, and again, you can watch it in. It doesn't have to be in Korean that you watch it
Yeah.
in. You can watch it in English. I've been watching it in English,
Okay.
and yeah, man, it's good. It's really
Mm,
good. I'm
okay.
hooked.
Squid Games. What a name. Squid.
I know.
Okay.
Squid Game, and the reason why it's called Squid Game, they kind of they explain to you at the
Okay.
beginning of the show, like,
Okay.
why it's called Squid Game and everything like that. So go check it out. And yeah, so that's new on streaming now. New on trailers. Devout, walk us through these ones.
Yeah, so we've got a couple good trailers here I saw recently. First one is Stranger Things season 4. So,
Yeah,
Stranger Things has been a world phenomenon. It has really it was Netflix's most watched show when it
gem.
first came out. Yeah. So for those that don't know, Stranger Things is about these sort of teens that are in this small town, and within that town, there's some underground sort of shit going on with testing and stuff like that. And there's a young girl who has been tested with some. I don't know what happened to her, but they tested her years ago, and she has these powers. And basically, it seems that there's an underworld dimension that's linked to this town. It's basically a bit weird and very very interesting, very very fun. It's like ET, it's like
Yeah.
Goonies, it's like Ghostbusters, all of these things rolled into one. But it's really entertaining. So yeah, season 4 is going to be coming out. It's not coming out till next year. I'm a bit disappointed
What?
in that. I thought it was going
Yeah.
to be coming out, maybe December or something, but it's not coming out until 2022. And these kids are getting older, as you can see in the trailer. So go check out the
They,
trailer.
they got beards, man.
I
Seriously.
know, I know, deep voices as well. But
Yeah.
no, if you're into Stranger Things, you're gonna, I think, love season 4. So go
Yeah.
check out the trailer. And the
Yeah.
next
And another
one,
season 4, Devout.
yeah, another season 4. It seems like 4 by 4 here, But Ozark on Netflix again.
This looks
Ozark is
wicked.
a good, solid show. If you've seen Breaking Bad, Ozark is, I wouldn't say it's the same, but it's kind of from the same kind of family. It's like a cousin of Breaking
Yeah.
Bad. Again, it's about a family, and they're like a regular sort of family in America. I think the dad's an accountant or something, good with money, and he gets embroiled in cartel shit basically, and one thing leads to another, and before you know it, he's laundering money to the toughest cartel
Yeah.
in America or Mexico, and it just means a whole heap of shit goes down. Season 4 looks like it's going to be crazy because season 3 ended in a madness.
Cliffhanger, man.
Yeah,
That was
madness.
mad. And this one, they're cleaning each other's blood
Oh
off of
my
each
gosh.
other,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is mad, man. It looks wicked. Now, Devat, is this going to be the last one?
I would think so. I would think so
Yeah.
because it's Jason Bateman is the main star. in this
Yeah.
one. We've seen him in like the Hangover, and he seems to
Yeah,
have
comedy
done,
kind of does comedy,
yeah,
right?
he's done lots of comedy, but he's good at this as well. And this is he's more serious in this because he has to be. But
Yeah, exactly. And like this has got like kill like people dying
oh
left,
yeah,
right, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
center,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like it's dark as well, and
yeah,
like it's a really good
yeah,
show. Really, really impressed with the show.
yeah,
So yeah, so that's season 4 of Ozark. Go
yeah.
check out the trailer, and that's coming out when, Deval?
This is coming out in, oh, it's soon. I think it's December. I think it's December. Yeah,
Great, great month.
I think it's December. This one. So yeah, looking forward to that
All
one
right,
for sure.
okay. Yeah, go check that out. Okay, so those were your trailers. Now let's move on to anniversary corner. And obviously, in
Yep.
because obviously we're going to be Deval's going to be speaking about James Bond. We thought we'd go back a bit. We go back 15 years, 2006, and let's revisit Casino Royale.
Yep.
Now, Deval, this was kind of like so this was Daniel Craig's first outing as James Bond, but it was also kind of like a reboot of sorts, right? Because remember, we hadn't had I can't remember before 2006. When was the last time we had a James Bond movie?
Oh, I think it might have been 2002. I think
Okay,
with Pierce Brosnan. I want to say
Pierce
2002.
Brosnan, yeah, was the last one. And I remember the last few Pierce Brosnan movies.
Mm,
To be honest with you, they were like some really kind of like that they weren't that good. Like he's good. Pierce Brosnan was good.
yeah,
He like he was great and everything like that. But the kind of with the gadgets and everything, the storylines, they all started to go really really funny. So
yeah,
they kind of went old school and they brought in Daniel Craig and they toughened him up.
yeah.
They toughened up James Bond. And I tell you one thing, this has got 100%, I reckon it's got to do with the fact that we had Jason
Jason
Bourne,
Bourne,
we had
definitely.
Jack Bauer, who
Yeah,
was kind of like, in 24,
yeah.
like, and
Rugged, rough and
come,
ready. Yeah,
Jay, do
yeah,
you remember Jason Bourne, man?
yeah.
This
Jason
guy
Bourne,
was
I think,
like kicking
influenced
ass.
the new sort of James Bond flavor of him even taking a bit more licks and being more rugged. His enemies being a
Flicks.
bit more, yeah. His enemies being a bit more, hardcore and rough and ready. So yeah, I think that influenced it in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. And like obviously Daniel Craig, Mads Mikkelsen, he played kind of like the villain
Yeah,
in this Le
yeah,
Chiffre, so that was really good. There's is this the one where he's getting his where he's
balls.
on the chair,
Yeah,
he's
get
getting
his
his balls
balls
whacked? Yeah,
bashed in. Yeah, so this one. I mean, think about it. We went from Piers Brosnan, who was quite suave and smooth, and he just he took a couple of punches here and there. But in this one, in this Casino Royale, it starts off with even that what's that when they jump around on the roofs,
parkour.
parkour, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it started off with that. That was really like,
that
wow,
was a
James
wicked
Bond
scene.
is
Yeah,
exactly. So it gets more gritty. We see James Bond getting tortured. He loses a testicle. I mean, that's probably his most, his license to kill. That's his most.
and he's lost his license to thrill.
Oh, exactly. So yeah, I mean, this one here for me, GoldenEye, not GoldenEye, sorry, Casino Royale for
Yeah,
me
Goldeneye was good as
was
well
one
though.
of the best Bonds, like of Daniel
Yes.
Craig's. It was just a
Yeah.
good movie, solid movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this 2006 it came out, anniversary corner. That's 15 years ago when he started this journey, and 15 years later, he's obviously ending his journey.
And on that note, Deval, I got to leave it up to you now. So you're going to speak about No Time to Die, which had its premiere like what, like a couple of days ago? Was it? Was it about 3 or 4 days ago or something?
Premiered in the UK on the 30th of September, Thursday, the 30th of September. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So lay it down for us. Tell us what you think. But before you do any of that, just set it up for us.
Mm.
Where are we in the whole kind of timeline? Where do we find James Bond? And is he the same person as we saw him in? Was it Spectre? Spectre was the last one, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, after Spectre, what happened after Spectre again? Was that the one uh, where M was killed? That was Skyfall, wasn't it? No, Spectre was the one with what's his name from Inglorious Bastards.
Yes.
Yeah, from Christoph Waltz's character,
Christoph Waltz.
Blofeld.
That was
Yeah,
it.
so
Yeah.
all of that happened.
Blofeld.
Yeah, and Bond he's left. Yeah, remember he left. He retired. He sort of left. Uh, MI6 or whatever his employees are. and he was off with the blonde lady, the French
Yeah.
lady who was in uh, Blue is the Warmest Color. She's a really good actress, by the
Yes.
way. Yeah, she's good.
Léa
Her
Seydoux.
English, yeah, Léa Seydoux. Her English is really so good. You don't think she's even French. Like
No.
English is not her first language, but she's really good.
Yeah.
So he's off, living his life with her as he always wanted to do with someone, but never really got the chance to. So yeah, and when the film picks up, they're off, living their life on the beach, just enjoying life and stuff like that. And then obviously the movie can't be about that because we need to have time to die.
Yeah.
So we find out a bit about her history. Her history is not as clear or as clean as you think it is,
Right.
and that
Okay.
that kind of troubles Bond, and it brings him back into the world of Bond,
Ah.
basically. But what he doesn't know what's happened is since he's been retired, you know, the world keeps spinning. So they've got another Bond, and that's where
Is it?
Lashana Lynch's character comes into. You've
Yes.
seen her
Yeah.
on the trailers. She's
Yeah.
gangster. Everything she does is gangster. She doesn't mess
Kicks
around.
ass.
Yeah, she's not there to like because Bond obviously likes to do his job, but he likes to get in with the ladies too. This lady
Yeah.
here, she ain't got time for that. She's like the sort of person that goes shopping with a basket, in and out, no time for a trolley, you know, in and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's good. And yeah, the villain in this, who is what's his name from Rami
Rami.
Malek.
Rami
Yeah,
Malek.
you know what? He's a really good Bond villain. Do you know why? And no disrespect to him, but he just looks weird, man. He's got a weird look on his face. He's got a weird jaw. He's got a weird mouth. Everything about him
Exactly.
lends to the character, even before he
Yes.
opens his
And
mouth.
remember, we saw him. We saw him in remember Little Eyes or
Yeah,
something.
the
The
little things
David
with Denzel Washington and
the
Jared Leto
Washington movie.
in that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I thought he was the villain because he looked like that, but he was a
Creepy.
goodie,
Yeah.
and it still just confused me. But in this, it's very he does a very good job. He's just
Yeah.
he's creepy and he's intelligent. He never runs. He just walks. You know how Bond villains are. They don't run, do they? They just walk.
Yeah.
There's a missile silo. There's always a missile silo in Bond films.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so
So what does he is he playing a terrorist in the now? Because the reason why I asked this is because Rami Malek, he won the Oscar for Bohemian
yeah,
Rhapsody, and he was very specific. When they wanted him to make this movie,
mm,
he first of all he turned it down. He said,
okay,
"No, I don't want to be a caricature."
mm.
Like his because his background is Egyptian,
Oh, okay,
and he's American. He's American Egyptian,
yeah,
and I think what he was concerned about was, oh, was the role just going to be him as a kind of like a
okay,
terrorist or a
yeah,
madman? So like kind of one dimensional type of
okay.
thing. But
Well,
is that what we get here?
you get something a bit different. I understand what he's saying and why he doesn't want to be, portrayed in that way. And in this, there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. Uh, but he still wants to cause mayhem. He still wants to cause terror on an
Okay,
international scale. So
right.
I don't know. Maybe they just offered him more money and said, just just do your thing.
Just
Because
yeah, just
in
take
this
the role.
one,
Yeah,
the weapon. I don't know if I can say it or not. If I should spoil it, but the weapon
do it.
isn't. The weapon that he's dealing with is so sophisticated. It's so sophisticated,
Ah.
and it kind of reminds you of COVID, of what's been going on anyway.
So
But
he
it's a
wants to unleash a virus.
it's way more sophisticated than COVID and whatever, and it is just accurate in how it pinpoints its targets. But that's all I'm going to
Uh,
say for now. But it's a very worldwide threat. At first, it starts off just a local threat, but then it just it's Bond. It's going to be worldwide. So
yeah, yeah.
it's crazy. But yeah, in this Bond, he's actually for me this one and Casino Royale are the best Bonds. All the rest in between,
Is it?
or whatever. But this Bond here, it's a solid film. The cinema was packed. There wasn't a spare seat in the house. Cinema was
Wow.
packed. He does a good job. He is getting on a bit. You can see. You don't see him doing many. He does do a lot of fight scenes and stuff, but you don't see him running a lot. I don't think he can run too
Right.
well.
I think he's 50. He's in his 50s, man. I
Yeah, so
think.
he's getting on a bit, but he does a good job. Uh, the Anna de Armas, she does a really good job in this as well.
Yes, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, she does a good job in this. She's got a good role in this, and does a good job. And Jeffrey Wright as well. He's in this. He does
Yeah,
his
the
usual
Watcher,
thing. Yeah, the Watcher.
Felix Leiter.
Exactly. They all do a good job. But I mean, this is Bond's last film, and I think you can sense that in the film. You kind of sense. some kind of some sort of departure from Bond. And I think they know that obviously they knew that before the film was made. So I think they've weaved in something into this film that lets you take that on board
Right.
in a really good way. When I say good way,
All
but
right.
in a really definitive way. So yeah, yeah, it's good.
So,
Yeah,
all right. So Lashana, so you said that she's the new James Bond, right?
yeah, yeah.
So what so is he what, like a rogue agent or something, or does
Well,
he get his license to kill back?
yes, he does. He does get it back, but at the start, she's actually 007. Literally, when they
Uh,
meet, she says, "I'm 007 now," and he was like, "She was like, what?
what?
You thought they were going to retire the number?" He's like, "Oh no, it's just a number." He's like, "Oh, is it? Okay." But yeah, she's 007. She's
Yeah,
the new
wicked.
007. Yeah, so she's gangster. So
So
yeah,
what,
no,
going forward, is she
yeah.
so going forward after, so
I
beyond
can't
Daniel
say. I
Craig,
won't
she's the
say.
new Bond?
I won't say. I won't say.
Okay.
But no, she does give him his number back. But I don't want to say any more than that. But she does give him during it, because at first they got friction, and then they obviously become friends and work together.
Yeah,
So she
yeah.
says to M, permission to give Commander Bond his 007 back, and he's like, yeah, permission granted. So he becomes 007 again towards the end of the film.
Oh,
So
so
yeah.
what? So they left it open for him to come back,
Well, I mean, I guess so. Yeah.
but
Like
he
he
won't ever
himself
come
as an
back.
actor is not going to come back, but double oh
Yeah,
007, yeah,
007,
yeah.
right, okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in terms of all these kind of, so we had Casino Royale, we had
Quantum of
the
Solace,
Quantum of Solace,
yeah, Skyfall,
Skyfall,
Spectre, and
Spectre.
this one.
So
So
out of all
you're
these kind
right,
of like
yeah,
most recent James Bond ones,
yeah.
it's Casino Royale and No Time to
And
Die
yes,
for you.
they go hand in hand. I got to probably see Casino Royale again just to fully rate it properly, but for me, they go hand in hand. They're the two best ones for me for Daniel Craig, first and last.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll be honest with you. From what I've read, the little
Mm.
bits and pieces that I've read, like everyone else agrees with you, Deval,
Okay, okay, yeah,
because they are saying that out of like it's Casino Royale and No Time to Die, that this is a great send off
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for Daniel Craig.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, folks, there you have it. You've heard it. Go check out,
Mm.
go to your local cinema. Remember, all you need is a review
Yep,
of this podcast, and you can go out and you can be watching the new James Bond movie.
agree.
And so, Deval, you said that the cinema was packed
It
out.
was packed.
Does this mean COVID, like in terms of kind of like, obviously the pandemic and everything, is this, are we kind of like now seeing like it,
Yeah,
being
I think
pushed
so.
kind of to the
'Cause
back and people,
I didn't see it this packed for Marvel films. I think because obviously here in Britain, they've got a thing for Bond. So when it comes to Bond,
yes,
all generations come out.
yeah,
So that's why I
it's
think
true.
it was even more packed. But yeah, it was like every seat was full. There's no spaces between seats. It's all full up.
That's wicked. All right, that's great. So yeah, so go check out the movie,
Yep.
folks. And if you do see the movie, please do let us know what you think on our Instagram page or our Facebook page, and we can speak about it on next week's show. Deval, I mean, how are we doing with time?
Yeah, you want to do guilty? Let's do
Should
guilty.
we quickly
Yeah,
do Guilty?
yeah.
All right, okay. So this is a new movie. This is a new Netflix movie on yeah, which came out like what, I think it was like on Friday or something like that. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal, and Jake Gyllenhaal is basically the face of the movie. There aren't, I
Mm.
mean, Ethan Hawke is in this. Ethan Hawke's in this as well, but you
Oh,
don't actually see Ethan Hawke.
oh, he's the
He plays
voice.
one of the voice characters.
Okay.
And so Jake Gyllenhaal, he plays a police officer, and he, when you call up 911 in America, and they answer the phone call, hey, this is the emergency. What's your emergency, whatever, and then he's playing one of those operators, all right. And throughout the movie, you realize he's been put on kind of like this type of duty because he's normally a beat police officer, but something's happened. He's been involved in some sort of kind of incident, and there's going to be a court case going on. On top of that, he's going through a really rough time with his wife or ex-wife, and there's kind of like that kind of familial issue going on. But one day he's at work, he's stressed out, and he, we find him in. He doesn't look really good. He's in the bathroom and he's kind of like washing his hands and stuff, and he gets his phone call, and a woman is like. She's kind of distraught, right, Deval? We don't know what's going on, but it sounds like as if she's in a real emergency. We think that the person that she's with is kidnapped her, and he's taking her off somewhere, and he might end up killing her. And she's got 2 kids. They're all at home. They're all alone. And Jake Gyllenhaal is basically there speaking to the ladies, speaking to the kids, speaking to the husband, and interacting with all these different people, trying to, get to a good outcome, basically.
Yeah, no, it's true. And do you know what? The thing about this film I really liked actually is that it doesn't give you a lot. It gives you what you need or what is happening at that time. And I think that resembles or reflects the situation of an inbound caller or inbound sort of, the person on the phone that picks up 911 or 999. They get what you give them right there and then. They don't get a lot of the backstory, what happened. And that's what happens with this one. So you're just thrown into it, and you start to assume all these things. Okay, a lady's in distress. It must be the man. This must be that. Must be that. But then you realize as the film goes on, equal opportunities here. Yeah, equal opportunities. It's not always what you think.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I was really intrigued. I mean, he basically carries the whole movie because it is literally just him in the seat talking on the phone or with his headset, and he's talking to all these different people. You see very few other actors in the movie, right, Deval?
And the actors that you do see, obviously we don't recognize them. They're not household names. I'm sure they're great actors and stuff, but it's all centered around him, and he's got a lot going on. All the issues that Amar said that he's got. He's a bit of a dickhead at work. Actually, he shouts.
Bit of an asshole. Yeah.
He's got a short temper. He's just a bit. He's got a lot going on, and he's got to try and help people that need help, and he doesn't always help them the best way. But it seems like he's really emotionally attached, and he at heart he's a good person, and he wants to go out. He'll go the extra mile to help this caller who seems to be in trouble, and he's willing to use all these resources. A favor here, a favor here. He sends police officers to go to their house, and he found out that there's kids at the house, and they need one of the kids is being almost killed, basically. That opens up a whole new can of worms, and he tries to investigate how that happened. And then when you realize who actually has hurt this kid, then the whole story flips, and you're like, shit, everything that he was doing now he has to adjust and now do another way,
undo it, kind of thing.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It was good. It's a decent kind of like
short film though. It's an hour and a half, isn't it? But it's just long enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those movies where, you watch it for his performance, obviously, and you watch it for, like how the movie unfolds and, for it to get to its conclusion. But I thought it was interesting, the fact that, I mean, a budget for this, Deval, I mean, it couldn't have been that much, right?
Nah, I don't think so. They hardly even moved around. You hardly saw anything external. You saw a few flashes of external locations, but I would imagine the budget would be quite small on this one.
Yeah, exactly. So, for me, I mean, it was a good movie, great kind of like Friday night movie, and it's on Netflix, and you can kind of like, watch it right now, and let us know what you think. I mean, it's got a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, definitely thumbs up for me too. Good film.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it, Deval. That's all we've got time for, right?
Cool. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this week. Next week we got some more. I'm not sure what we're doing next week, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah,
it always is.
Whatever it is, it's going to be great, and we hope you join us. And remember, keep it locked with the Flixters. Get in touch with us, and let us know what you're watching and what you're thinking.
Definitely. All right. Peace out.
All right. So
don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.